Good evening. Good evening. I'm a little bit early. It's 8:52 p.m. See what the temperature is. 47 degrees. Thank you. I want to thank all the people that's watched my videos today. I want to thank GoPro. That nice young lady helped me understand the GoPro 12 Black. I can always live stream on my GoPro with when I'm close to a Wi-Fi, or I have to have a Wi-Fi connection or a hotspot. I can't afford a hotspot. So if you want to help out on, yes, I got my socks on. Hello there, Mr. Yoakum. How you doing today? Did your football team win? So I hope everybody's football team won over the weekend. I'm doing pretty good. I done some cleaning the other day and took my bed apart, cleaned my bed, took the sheets off of it. Then I have another sheet. You know, you zip up kind of like a cover sheet on the bed. I washed that, washed my bed frames. You know, I'm not too much into football, people. I want to thank all you in the background that's sitting there listening and all this. God bless you. I done a video, but I hold my phone kind of like landscape mode. But I think it turned out vertical on YouTube. I'm sorry about that. See, there's my socks. See, I showed you my sock. Here's my other sock. Ain't he a beauty? That sucks. The number one tomcat. He's 12, 14 years old, something like that. He's old. His daddy was a nice yellow and white tomcat. His mama was a full-blooded Siamese female cat. She was a lovable cat. I could be in bed. She'd come hit me on my shoulder, and I raised the blanket up. She would get underneath the blanket. And see this? That's Sox's baby blanket. That's one he was born under. So was the other cats. And some of them passed away. You know, God took him early. That was okay. I don't know, I smell you got your shoes off. I could smell your socks all the way in to Indiana. Ha ha. Hit the subscribe bell, people. Thank you all for joining the YouTube tonight. But the way that lady explained to me, I told her I was 70 plus years old. I said, I don't understand all this. But the videos is good, you know, when I'm live streaming. But I can't stream outside of the Wi-Fi area. I can upload it. I think she explained to me how to upload it to YouTube. But, I took a cat nap since then, so I forgot how to do that. But if she's on here tonight, God bless you, my young lady that works for GoPro. I'd also recommend to her to make the manual bigger, because there's some young kids that can't see that fine print. You want to talk about fine print? It's so fine, you have to get a magnifying glass. Sometimes it won't work out. It's so small. So, people, hit the subscribe bell, hit it again, get all notifications, hit the thumbs up, share it with your friends. Maybe tomorrow night, I might get that clip out where I can clip it to my chair and do a live stream on that, but then the people on Switch won't be able to see it. I want everybody out there to see my videos. I need you all people's help out there to bring up things that you want me to talk about. But remember, it got to be PG. You all know YouTube rules, so you got to have, keep it PG. And don't talk bad about anybody's YouTube channel. Be nice to them. If it wasn't for RD on the scene and his other YouTube channel, Kern County Crime Watchers, A1 Media, there's a bunch of others out there that use Prison Live Studio. And you could donate to Tom Cartwright, 4375 at Post Office Box number 1, Charlestown, Indiana, or http // Cash App /$ Tom Cartwright 4375. If you got a Cash App, I don't know if I said that right, but you know what to do on Cash App and how to do it. So, because I'm not too smart when it comes to computers, send a link to it. I'm not that smart. If I growed up, if I was little and they had computers back there then, maybe. The only computer I had when I was young is a Commodore. What was it, the VIC-20 or something like that? That's the only thing I had about a computer. And I had programs that you could type in there. I guess that'd be in the DOS, I guess. I typed in this one program. It's calculating the speed limit. How many feet, how many seconds, this and that. That came in handy. You're like 125 in skid marks. You can calculate that and it'll tell you how fast you was going, just like the police does. Well, police used to use, I know in Indiana, I guess they call that VASCAR, I believe. They had markers along the highway. And they know exactly how long it take you to get from point A to point B. It's kind of like this program on the Commodore 20, or VIC-20, or 128, one of it was. You know, so that's something to think about. I do recommend you all out there driving a vehicle, truck, car, SUV, or whatever you're driving, get your dash cam. And you can get, you know, have a front and back, which you run the wire back to the back window and mount your dash cam back there for the back window. But you want to make sure you get a dash cam that has GPS in it. That also will tell you your speed limit, your location, your date, your month, and the year. You know, you can use that GPS because it'll tell you speed at the time that 50 pulled you over and said you was speeding. It also helps you if you're in a car wreck. I use this example. Say, your dash cam shows you got the green light. You go through the green light. You got T-bone. You know what the other person will say. They had the green light. But you got the video evidence that you had the green light. If you're guilty of running a light, don't tell the police officer. Will a dash cam give you a discount on insurance? That's where you have to ask your automobile insurance about that. You know, but by having the dash cam, it protects you and your family or your children if they're old enough to drive in your state. You know, you can fix it up where it'll go to your cell phone. I know some of them is real cheap. Those don't really work that good on your dash cam. But it been recommended, you know, you can set it up for a minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes. Well, I recommend it that you set it for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, it stops and starts another foul. You know, every 3 minutes it starts a new foul. You also want to check to see how big a SDR card you can put in. I get the biggest one that you can get for it. So, you know, that's something to help you out. People remember, truck drivers got dash cams in their vehicles, so don't do a brake check on you because you'll be on YouTube or somewhere and it'll show you your license plates. So remember, people, when you're out driving and you pass 18-wheeler, remember, they got dash cams. They got them on the side where they can see on the right side, the left side, and in front. So, you know, I'm warning you in case you all didn't know that. So dash cams does come in handy. If you own property, get your cameras set up. Protect your property. If you got a porch, set it up where you can see your porch. Have the four corners of your house or maybe other location, but put it high enough where nobody can climb up there and cut the wires or pull it down or stuff like that. It depends what you can afford. And another thing, if you got a front door, put one inside your house facing your front door. If you got a back door or a side door, it goes into a garage. Put one there. And you can put one in your garage to look at your garage door. That protects you. You have video footage of it. But put your hard drive somewhere where nobody will see it if you have guests in your house. So it's for your protection. Last Friday, I showed you an accident there in Charlestown at the corner of Highway 3 and 62. No damage to either car. But the first car, the white one I showed you in the video, decided to go to the hospital. That tells me an accident looking to happen. Maybe that number 2 car had a dash cam. You know, don't know. I don't know who those people are. I don't know who was involved in it. So that's something you all need in your vehicle. Maybe one day it'll protect you. So think about it, people. I know they cost a little bit of money. But like I said, number 1, make sure it has GPS. If you see a certain model that you want, research it and see if it has everything on there that you need. So you want the biggest SD card you can get for it. I told you how to set it up.
368-914, SSM 368-914. Should return to us.
So, you know, I hope that helped you all out. You know, that's just, you know, everybody should have a dash cam. I figure in the near future, your automobile manufacturers going to be putting dash cams in the car. You know, like GM, Fords, Dodges, Kia, all of them. I figure one day they be putting dash cams in the front and back of the car, and somehow, in the, you know, I figure in the next 20 years, probably if I live that long. Anybody who be a first-time home buyer, I'm going to make this a shorty. How much money can you afford? Your credit good. What be the cheapest place to get a loan? You got HUD. You got VA. You got, what's it, FHA and USDA. USDA is based on your income. That'd probably be cheaper if you go with the USDA. And you have to look, can you buy a house in the city, or they have to be on the outskirts of the city? I'm way outside this city. I'm in northern Clark County. The closest city from me is about 8 miles north of me, which is Scottsburg City. You know, places like that. So, you know, but you need a home inspector. So, but go to Mike Holmes on YouTube. He's an inspector. And he'll show you things that a home inspector miss. It depends what your law is in your state. Like Kentucky. To be a building inspector, stuff like that in the state of Kentucky, you had to build so many houses. You had to build so many commercial buildings. A plumber. You had to do, you know my point when I'm trying to get through. And also, you want to get title insurance. That'll protect you. You pay a one-time fee. So ask your real estate agent about it. What counts as income? Well, in my book back then when I done it, your disability check, food stamps you get, that counts as income. If you receive child support or alimony, whatever state you're from, that counts as income. So you have to put that. You need to get stuff on your credit, like if you got a water and sewage bill, you need to get a copy of 12 months of your water and sewage bill, electric bill, gas. You need all that. That shows if you paid it on time. That's just some of the things that, if you're going to be a first-time home buyer. You also have to take, if you're a first-time home buyer, is take the first-time home buyer's course. So you could check at your local USDA office in your state. If you got farmland, you got a USD office. It's not always for farmers. It's for people on low income, stuff like that. But the other rules has probably changed since I done mine over 5 years ago. So, if you want to be a first-time home buyer, you're going to have to come up with the first year homeowner's insurance. There's apps you can download on your cell phone. They call it Zillow, Zillow. That's a real estate app. And the other one is Trulet, or something like that. And there's a bunch of more out there. You type in your zip code where you at, you can find houses in your neighborhood to buy. Also, I want to recommend you stay out of HOA. When they telling you can't paint your house this color or put a handicap ramp up, as I've seen on some YouTube videos. No, stay away from HOAs. No matter how much you like the house. And every time you go look at a house, you know it's going to have a fresh coat of paint on it. You got to think about it. What are they covering up? That's where you need a good building inspector. You also want to check for lead paint if the house was built in the 40s and 50s, whenever they stopped the lead paint deal. Knock on wood, there was no lead paint in this house that I got. It was built in the 40s. I think it's been remodeled. You also want to check for, I think it's radon, I think is the term. You want to check on that. You want to check for asbestos. I've seen some of the homes on Mike Holmes' video where they found asbestos in the house that was covered up by a drop ceiling. I had those towels in it. That's a no-no. Also, you seen people got siding on the side of the house. Like my mom's and dad's house, it got asbestos slate on the outside, or shingles, whatever you call it. It looked like slate tiles. That's a no-no. Your house is important. There's a whole lot of questions, Protect your family. I told you about what to ask your real estate, because they usually recommend a home inspector. you need to ask them, are they licensed by the state you're in? Because like Indiana, to be an inspector for a city or county, they send you to school for so long. To me, that's a no-no in my book for the state of Indiana. They need to do like Kentucky. If there's any other states out there like Kentucky that they have to be licensed, please put that in the comments where I, could tell people about that, where you let people. Cause sometimes as homeowners, people, you get the shaft, you don't get the gold mine. Your furnace man or air conditioner man, you want to make sure that they're licensed. That's only my opinion. It depends what your state you live in.
She's added to the call also.
When you all look at them filters that go in your gutters, I would stay away from leaf filter gutters. They are a-holes, if you know what I mean. They take advantage of senior citizens like the one from Louisville, Kentucky done to me. They got one. If you look on Mike Holmes' video where they putting gutters up, this one looked like metal or tin. It had holes in it. That I like better than I do leaf filter, but I don't know who puts them out. So you can ask a contractor out there that does gutters, and they'll probably tell you the name of it, and that probably be cheaper than leaf filter. The leaf filter is plastic with a screen in it. And you know how one plastic happens when it gets cold and the sun hits it. I've done a live video today of Townsend Tree Service trespassing on my property. Well, yes and no. They use their bucket and reach over and cut tree limbs off of my tree. So yes, they did trespass without permission. And then when they crossed the guardrail, I showed you the guardrail in the video of them crossing the guardrail into my property. My property goes all the way up to the guardrail. It goes a little bit outside the guardrail. So, people, you might want to get it surveyed. You might have to pay half of it. You want to find your four corners of where your property is. You can mark it or drive stakes down next to those pins. So you want to know the four corners of your property. Somebody griped and said that the tree trimmers, electric company, there ain't no gas. Don't have to worry about that. There's no gas line. We do have internet spectrum cable service. They do not have a right-of-way. Because back when they built these houses back in the 40s and 50s, the way it is, if you live out in the country, you all know what I'm talking about. You have to pay for the pole. You have to pay for the wire on the pole. You have to pay for the transformer for your property. There is no right-of-way. All they do is maintain it. They come out a day or two before or a week before and ask you if they can come up there to replace the pole. You do give them permission, but they have to contact the other people who owns property on this road. There ain't no right-of-way. Some people think there is. There ain't no right-of-way. Every time the cable company comes out to it, they have to call and get permission or they can be arrested. You know, the people from Townsend Tree Service, they sent a guy out that we need your permission to cut the tree. I showed them the tree. I've showed you all the tree in the video. And said, we need permission to cut your trees. I said, you going to cut that? And he looked at it and said, no. I said, you ain't got no permission. I said, you get up there and cut the trees from the road, you could be arrested for trespassing, no matter if you use that cherry picker. One of them people from Townsend Tree Service said, smile, you're on camera, but I should yell, yeah, you're live on YouTube and Twitch for trespassing on private property. You know, I'm going to talk to the electric company and tell them that Townsend Tree Service didn't have permission to trespass and cut my trees down. I want to get paid for the tree limbs they cut because that was shade to my property. As far as wind damage to the power lines, it's never on the main road. It's always on 31. You know, that's where, when the lights went out last week, it was on 31, right close to, I guess maybe Beetle Club Road or something. I'm not sure on the road. The next time I go that way, I'll find out exactly the name of that road. Well, they was back there a month ago trimming trees. They screwed up. They should have really top them. They know when a tree blows, the wind comes out of the west. So if they top and leave the lower limbs, if it falls, it wouldn't hit the power line. They just took out a few limbs. So I would say Townsend Tree Service is responsible for the lights going out last weekend. Because they didn't do that. I don't know if CXX hires tree trimming service to trim the tree limbs along the tracks. I don't know, but I guess the police or the fire department or somebody notify them that there was trees down on the railroad track. The trains, couldn't get through until it was cleared up. Since I've been here over 5 years, I've never seen that, people. But Townsend Tree Service does not do a good job. I know Duke and them got a 10 to 20 feet. That tree, if it falls, it's going to break the power line. It's going to break 2 poles. And just to replace a pole, they did my neighbors after they asked permission to come down on the private road, which I'm one of 3 people owns that road. They had to ask all 3 owners to get permission. And how many people there? They had about 4 or 5 trucks. You talk about 2 to 4 men to a crew. They ain't counting the supervisor. And that's over $3,000, in the trucks, their time, their labor, and all this. So what would be cheaper? I'm asking RMC, if anybody works for RMC or electric company, what would be cheaper if you cut all the tree down? you know, that'd be about $1,200 to $1,500. That's better than $3,000 for the crew and 2 new poles and a transformer. Wouldn't it be cheaper if you just cut the damn tree down, RMC of Indiana? You're out here sitting in the background. You probably work for an electric company. I'd like to have your opinion. You don't have to tell me who you work for or what state you're in. What would be cheaper? Just to spend $1,200 to $1,500 and cut that tree all the way down instead of spending $3,000 for all that crew. Wouldn't that be cheaper? I think it is. I might be a little high on, on the crew, but you can't, when they using that boom truck or using that to drill the hole to put the new pole in, it runs on diesel fuel. Diesel fuel ain't cheap. You clue that. I don't know what kind of mileage they got when they use that boom or the bucket. So, that's something to think about, RMC or any electric company. If it's city-owned, state-owned, or what? What would be cheaper?
I'm at the post. I'll take that.
I know there's a whole lot of people on here sitting in the background. I know there's a bunch of police officers on here. I'm not mentioning what police departments. I want to thank you for coming up here, making me behave myself. Just like in Bakersfield, California. Those people at live streams that I talk about. The Bakersfield Police Department watches them. That's their eyes and ears out there. This one, I'm going to mention his YouTube channel, RD on the Scene. There was a high-priced bicycle stolen. And about that time, Roger came by, and there was a bicycle. That wasn't about a minute later, the police showed up and arrested that person for a stolen bicycles.
You got another vehicle that's stopped for some reason.
So what do you need to live stream? You can do it with a cell phone. Make sure you got an unlimited data plan. And make sure you got a good mount that'll hold your cell phone sideways or otherwise a landscape mode. And what kind of software do you need to live stream? I use Prism Live Studio on my cell phone. Can you use an Android phone? Yes, you can. But also, I want to recommend that you get a cell phone, you want bigger than 64. You want a 128 or bigger. Because your people update your apps in your phone. That's how you can start live streaming. And you want to pick a name out for your live streamer. Like mine, I never thought of TC, this. But I said WTSC News Media. Since I do live stream in my automobile. And I recommend that you put viewer discretion advised. Some people might get mad, but people I've talked to with YouTube recommends that. Because if you live stream in your vehicle, you never know when you come up on an accident. It might just happen in front of you. That people might get ejected from the car. You know, you see blood. Or you come up on the house fire, you might see people coming running out on fire. So I recommend that you put in a viewer discretion advised. It protects you. So, you know, I'm trying to help you out. But I also recommend, people say, why do you want to talk about your medical problems? Here's why, people. It's like a diary. Women, you keep diaries when you was a kid. You probably still keeping them. But men, you all need to do a video, if you're on YouTube, about your medical history. The mother, the father, let your children know about your medical condition, because your children needs to know your family history. Heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, high blood pressure, any other thing like that. You know, that's my advice, you know, to do. I like to see all YouTubers just do a video on your medical problems. That way you have a video of what you look like for your children or future children or your grandkids. That way they get to know what grandma and grandpa look like, or mommy and daddy, in case something happens. You can tell them in the video, say, I love you all. Sorry, daddy or mommy or whatever can't be there, you know, for future. That'll help you all out. I know people don't understand why I talk about my medical problems. I got family all over the United States. I used to be a truck driver. And I'll probably multiply a few times in all these states. You know, I probably got kids out there I don't know about. When I used to drink alcohol, I told you I used to be an alcoholic and drug addict. You know, put that out there. And how long you been sober? You know, family members need it. The future family member, grandkids and children, they need to know that in case something happens to you. That's why I talk about my drug problem I had. I've been sober 25 plus years. You know, I can do it. It's up here. I know you all got a strong mind and a strong will. So just think about it. You can do it. You don't need to go to a methadone clinic. Yeah, I know it's supposed to help you get off of it, but I've heard people getting addicted to methadone. You know, I wish all 50 states it'd be legal medical marijuana. But will Indiana get it? Not with that Republican governor we got. But look how much taxes. Look at the other states. Look, the very first one that made medical marijuana legal. Look how much millions of dollars it brought into the state the first year. They did not know what to do with it. I would recommend to put it on property taxes, the states that pay property taxes. You know, that's my recommendation. But for medical marijuana, it does come in handy. CBD gummy bears comes in. There's all kinds of things out there to help you. Where my pain medicine didn't work, the CBD gummy bears did. But you won't get high. But if you're a truck driver or you got CDL license, you cannot take CBD gummy bears. It'll show up in your drug screen. You know. And people out there, you heard my views on abortion. The 3 categories I allowed it. That's when they started it. Rape, incest, or life of the mother. That was 3 categories. But the life of the mother, you would have to get at least 2 opinions of it. Rape and incest. To me, you have to have a police report. You know, that's the 3 ones. It's okay because you're out there earning some money. You know you're going to get pregnant. Put your baby up for adoption. There's people in this world that cannot have children. So think about that. I know some of you say, oh, he's an a-hole. But think about it. There's families that can't have children. My adopted mother, that's what happened to her. She adopted 3 different babies from 3 different families. I told you the story about my mother, how old she was. She was raped. And I was considered as a black market baby. You people says, what is a black market baby? You all going to turn over, you know, I'm letting you know. She was 12 years old. She was raped by her stepdad. The same as my dad, he raped his children. That was incest. Since she wasn't the legal age to sign consent for adoption, that's how come it made a black market baby. But he died before the states changed the law on incest or rape. If he was alive, his ass would be in jail. And that SOB, he was a millionaire. Did he ever think about me when he passed away? Or how he raped his own daughters? Hell no. But right now, I said God got him down there in the fireplace. So, you know, I feel sorry for some people out there. Don't want to tell the stories. But there's men out there who has been abused by women. They don't want to talk about it because they're men. Men admit it. You know, I know there's men that been abused by women. I had one woman, not mention her sweet, lovely name. She came home one day, and I was laying on the floor. She stuck a knife to my chest and dared me to breathe. I don't know if I didn't clean the house or something. I don't know. That's, you know, a long time ago. So men, admit it. If you've been abused by your spouse or your girlfriend, admit it. You know, you're a man. You know, you're nice not beating up on your lady after she abused you, but admit it. You know, that's nothing to be ashamed of. I know it's be hard to admit that you've been abused by a woman. But, you know, admit it. Because ladies says we abuse them, and in fact, they abuse us. So, admit it if you've been abused. Because that could be some of your problems like this. And train yourself just like the ladies. How can you catch your husband with cheating on you? Train yourself. You know what to look for. What's different in your love life. Same as men. You know the difference in your love life of a woman. You know.
Available.
You know, you can train yourself. I'm not telling all of my secrets, but I've caught a few of them cheating on me. I'm not mentioning their names. But they are good ladies. Would I marry any of my ex-wives? That'd be a long, thought-out process. Why did we get a divorce? You know, this and that. You know, that's something to think about. Maybe those ex-wives' husband died, or maybe they got a divorce, or, you know, that's something to think about.
119.
So, you know, you all people out there is awesome people. You're the best of the best in here.
748.
I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. So you all been doing a good job. You're making good comments, making me laugh in the background. It's for you, Mr. Yoakum. Cheers. I know New Year's is over with. I want to say hello to all my friends in Canada, or any place in the world. I want to thank the people who got me the GoPro camera in the medium mode. I had to pay for the battery charger with 2 extra batteries in it. I want to thank GoPro for talking to him on the phone and explaining everything to me. I told him to come up with somehow to set it up where you can live stream all the time by using your cell phone. That lady said they'll work on it like this, work on it. I said, you need to come up with like Prison Live Studio or OBS, where you can live stream on that. I want to thank them for, trying, to update their software where you can do that. But, she explained to me, well, if you're not close to a Wi-Fi or a hotspot, but you people knows I can't afford a hotspot where I can live stream with my GoPro. How much would it cost to set up my phone for a hotspot? Right now, I'm paying $50 a month. My phone bill raised $20 a month for me to live stream in my vehicle. I had only 5 gigs of data. I went with unlimited data, where I could make your people happy out there. So, I want to thank you all that has donated. You all know about my kitty cats. You know what kitty cats needs. You got my post office box. And I told you about gift card. If you got a PetSmart, you can go there and get a gift card from PetSmart. I guess you can. I only been in there once, but I haven't been in there lately.
Should have called from Walmart, Color Vice,
So,
pick up number 2.
and the cat food I got at the first of the month from Orchland, which that's not, it's Bogar or something. It was about 20-some odd dollars. You know them some of the guns raise it up to $29 since the first of the month. That is unnecessary. That's unnecessary. Why is dog food cheaper than cat food? I'm looking at 40 pounds or bigger. Meow Mix, my kitty cat loves it. I usually put about 2 cups in their pan. When I have Meow Mix, Lordy, that'd be gone in a couple of hours and they wouldn't have none for the rest of the night. There's certain cat food that they eat you out of house and home. I need 1,000 subscribers, people. I'm what they consider as a part-time YouTuber. I don't get anything from YouTube until I get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
Okay.
Then I guess I be a partner with them or something like that. I don't. I've seen something with 500 hours, which you become a partner, you get a few extra things, but they still don't pay you until you get 1,000 subscribers. There's Blackie meowing. She wants a husband, but she's too young to have a husband. They got plenty cat food. I filled the water bowl up today. So, that's pretty good. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. So you all are the best people on YouTube. I like to see some more senior citizens up here. Kids, teach your mom and dad or your grandpa or your grandma how to do YouTube. And teach them how to live stream. To live stream on a laptop. Your kids will know that out there. Over 18. You know what you need. Some people said you don't need a gaming computer.
Any motorcycle plate, Tom Force 76.
But I try to run prison on my HP, which is over 4 years old. I cannot live stream on that because it says HDR not compatible. You know what that is. Have I tried OBS? I got that on my computer, but before I can do any live stream, I got to figure out the outs and ends of it. Can I live stream one like YouTube? Can I live stream 2 of them like Twitch? You know, I'm still trying to figure that out before I do that. So kids 18 and over, teach your parents how to live stream. And teach them what they need to know about live streaming. So, if it tells you anything. So, if it tells you anything, help us old people, your younger generation up there, help us out. We need to get more senior citizens up here where they have somebody to talk to their age. You know, talk about their medical problems, put that out there. But everybody's chemistry in their body is different. What might work for me might not work for you. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I don't specialize in any of the things I talk about. I'm just going by what I'm going through, what works for me. If I have one person out there, that makes me feel good. I was a teenage alcoholic. I've been sober 25 plus years. And a drug addict, 25 plus years I've been sober. It does mess your family up. It hurts your family. It hurts your children. Fathers and mothers, don't argue in front of your children. When they get to the dating age, they're going to think that's how they're supposed to do. Let's stop it, please. God wants you to stop it. So, you know, if I can help one person, like tomorrow's Wednesday, I go to the dollar store and pick me up the local paper for Clark County and Scott County. You know, I come home and read it. It gives me something to do. A couple hours later, I forgot what I read in it. So, if it tells you anything. So, I hope I help somebody out there with my videos. And I hope I help somebody to understand your first-time home buyers. Maybe the second home buyer that probably didn't know that. You know, I tell you about title insurance. Ask your real estate agent for it. About information. He or she could explain it to you better than what I can, since they deal with it. So, you know, hit the subscribe bell, hit the thumbs up. You know, hit the thumbs up, people. Share it with your friends. Tell your friends to come up here and help me out and get 1,000 subscribers. Because if they got a YouTube channel, I go to their YouTube channel and hit the bell on them like I have done so many of you all on here. God bless you all. You are awesome people out there. So, you know. So, you all are doing pretty good tonight. I know there's a whole lot of people watching. I want to say hi to you all in Canada. Let's everybody stop being racist. I don't care if it's the black people, the Mexican, the white, Japanese, or whatever. Quit being racist. You're one of God's children. God don't want you to be racist. You know, lucky I grew up in Charlestown, Indiana. We had African American people. I know some states, the black people had their own bathrooms. They had their own drinking fountain. But in Charlestown, Indiana, it wasn't that way. We had the same drinking fountain, the same bathrooms. We ate in the lunchroom together. I'm glad I grew up in Charlestown. So, you know, stop being racist. And if anybody from Louisville, Kentucky, stop killing each other. There's blacks in Kentucky killing each other. So let's stop it. Stop being racist. We all got the same blood. It's red. I bet if we done a DNA test on everybody, you're going to find out you might have German in you. You might have black in you. You might have Russia, Japanese, Mexican. There'd be no telling what's in your blood. So stop being racist. You're a God's children. God ain't a racist person, because you are his children. God don't want you to be racist. If you can't make it to church on Sunday, turn your TV on. There's always broadcasting church service on Sundays on your local TV stations or your local radio stations. If you got a smart TV, you don't need cable service to get those extra channels like you do on cable. If you got internet service and you got a smart TV, you can do that. You can find your church service that's on 24/7. And you see over the weekend, what's his name, Joe Orson? There were shots filed down there at his church he was at over the weekend. You know, it was on the national news. That's how I learned about that. I got a whole lot of national news on my phone. Some of it could be fake news. I've told you I'm a registered Democrat. But what they doing to Trump is illegal. On them files he had down his Florida house, they was more secure than what Obama's was. They found out Obama did break the law. A senator has no right to classify paperwork. He had paperwork that he had when he was a senator. And they're not going to do anything because of his mind. If his mind is like they said, Biden should resign as president. Because they're not going after Biden, but they're going after Trump. But Trump's security is more secure than what Biden was. You had Secret Service. You got security cameras. It was more secure than anybody. If they go after Trump, you have to go after the Bushes. You have to go after Clinton. You have to go after Reagan. And all you have to go after all them other presidents. the Constitution says that the president has the right to declassify secrets. That's what Trump did. The only reason they picking on him because the Democrats was to be in power. Who is the one, Democrats wants the one world government. Who is the one world government? Look at the United Nations. Look at them. That, to me, is one world government right there, United Nations. So, use common sense, people. Think about it. You heard the Democrats, you heard the Republicans, you heard the Independents talking about the one world government. The Attorney General in all 50 states go after these oil companies. It is price gouging. Kentucky used to do it until the Attorney General came the governor. Since he been the governor, no Kentucky Attorney General has done that since he came governor of Kentucky. That is price gouging. When they raise it 30 or 40 cents in one day, that is price gouging. Them CEOs are making all that money, and we work hard for our money, just barely making it. So people, complain to your Attorney General. Ask him to go after these oil companies for price gouging. Be polite about it. Don't get nasty with it. Ask them to go after these oil companies for price gouging. Remember, you put them in office. He or she works for we the people. See, that's what them people in Washington, D.C., they forgot they work for us. When it comes May, I'm going to switch over to the Republican ticket and vote for Trump. The governor, I leave him blank. I'm not voting for Halcom or whatever his stupid name, because the people in the Capitol in Indianapolis, they listen to the people of Indiana. But the governor of Indiana is not listening to the people. And those idiots up there in Indiana keep putting him in. But he's not listening to the people of Indiana. People complain to him. Tell me you want that medical marijuana. Well, you can get a medical card. Now get on your governor of what state you live in. Talk to them people in Washington, D.C. Make medical marijuana legal. Declassify it. Look how many millions and millions of dollars in tax revenue state and federal taxes brings in. Man, look at it. I see on the national news that those idiots in D.C. is sending millions of dollars to Ukraine. I'm against that bull crap. Let's take care of us first. We the people. We're number one. We're not number two. We're not last. We're number one. You got homeless people, you idiots in D.C. You forget you people in D.C. You work for us. You're not paying attention. Stop sending that money to Ukraine and weapons to Ukraine. To me, when you all do that, you're a traitor to the United States. So, that's only my opinion. You heard it first on WTSC News. That's something to think about, people. You have the right to protest as long as it's peaceful. Not burning anything down, starting any fights. You have the right to assemble, but you have to do it peaceful. You know, you can do it through YouTube. You can do it, well, Facebook, that's out because they against First Amendment rights. So, you can do it on Twitter. You can do it on other medias. So, I hope I helped y'all out, you know.
Suspicious person, Greenbrier Apartments. 44.
So I'm just hoping I can help somebody out. Thank you all for so much.
Male blue jeans and black.
You are the
Knocking on
best
doors,
of the
yelling.
best. I might
Blasting in front of him.
try tomorrow
Hey,
and do the live stream from my GoPro camera. Let y'all look at that. I want to thank GoPro people who might be up here watching these videos. I want you all to hit my subscribe bell where you get notifications. I want to thank you, GoPro people, to help me understand it more. But I want you to help me where, you know, my cell phone can do a live stream. You know, I know you all said something about a hotspot. So, I can't afford a hotspot. You know, if somebody wants to donate a hotspot, I don't know nothing about hotspots. I know you have to pay for a hotspot. Say if you got AT&T, Verizon, Cricket, T-Mobile, what's it cost for you all to set up a hotspot on your cell phone? But none of those cell phone companies supports me. Cricket, AT&T, Verizon, and stuff like T-Mobile. None of them is my sponsors. One of them is my cell carrier. But, you know, I might go to the site and see how much a hotspot would cost. How much is the fee? Right now, I can't afford it until I start getting paid by YouTube. I do sponsor Pepsi, but I don't get paid from Pepsi. I'm kind of pissed off at Pepsi Cola right now because they cannot put Pepsi Zero in the coolers where I go. And that's probably other dollar stores, family dollar store. Like I go in Scott County to Leota, number 32 Leota Road at the dollar store. They have told him for 3 weeks in a row to put Pepsi Zero in the cooler. For some reason, Pepsi don't want to do that. They begin to act like a-holes. I don't know what's wrong. No wonder everything's falling off from Pepsi. They can't do their damn job, or the Pepsi drivers, or the salesmen. I don't know how they do it. They can't keep Pepsi Zero in stock at the Walmart. Can you find Pepsi Zero at Sam's? No, you can't, which that's part of Walmart. So, if it tells you anything, Pepsi, get off your lazy butt. Start doing the job. I'm giving you free ads of Pepsi Zero because I got diabetes. By having that sugar-free Pepsi, it helped me out a lot. I know there's other brands out there of soft drink. If you don't like Pepsi, people, check your brand, see if they got zero sugar. Do they have zero sugar in Mountain Dew? I haven't seen anything. I know people love Mountain Dew. I like the taste of it. You know, I might drink one once a month. So, I don't know if that changes the taste of Mountain Dew or not. There's other soft drinks out there that I like. I'm not going to mention that. But I look more when I go in the grocery store. I know one brand, you know, the fast food places, you know what kind of soft drinks they got in there. They do have zero sugar at a fast food restaurant. But too many of them don't have Pepsi's products in the fast food restaurant. So I'm letting you all know about that. But if you got diabetes, take care of yourself. Blackie wants a boyfriend or a husband. No, Blackie. So, I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. God bless you all. And
31 is in the area.
Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Here's cheers for you.
Affirmative.
So, I decided not to make it 2 hours. I miss Road Dogg. I miss all them other people. Hit the subscribe bell, people. Let's get me up to 1,000 subscribers. I told you can donate to my post office box. Tom Cartwright, 4375 at Post Office Box number 1, Charlestown, Indiana, zip code 47111. I know I'm going to screw this up. On the Cash App, I think it's http:// Cash App / $, Tom Cartwright 4375. If you all know how to do it, you can donate that way. So remember, put your faith in God. God has the final judgment. Be nice to people. People treat you nice. If you got exes out there, put that in the past. You know, check up on your ex-spouses. See how they doing. Kids, check up on your parents, grandparents. See how they doing. Check up on your neighbors. See if they're okay. You know, check up on everybody. See how they're doing. Even your friends out there, check on them if you haven't heard from them. Say you text them every day or talk to them once a week. Check on them. See if they're okay. See if they need anything. You know, teach them about God. You know, do that. Put your faith in God, people. God has the final judgment. He's the judge and jury. You might be a bad person. You might go down there to the fireplace. But if you change your evil ways, but like I said, God is the final judgment. He's going to make the final say-so if you come to heaven or you go to the fireplace. So that's something to think about, people. I want you all to do an experiment out there. When you got a friend who passed away or going to pass away, when you go to the funeral, stand down there by the foot of the casket. See how much colder it is. Then go to the head of the casket. You know there's a difference at the foot and the head. It's colder at the foot. That's that person's spirit looking over their casket. I know you all think I'm nutty as fruitcake. People told me that there is a difference in temperature at the foot. So that person is looking over their body. And they looking at you all. Give it a try. You don't have to tell people what you're doing. So just try that little experiment. It's free. You know, next time you go to a funeral, it could be a friend, it could be a loved one, or somebody you work with. You know, start at the head of the casket, or you can start down at the foot if there's a whole lot of people. You'll find out it's colder at the feet than it is the head. You know, you probably say, well, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. I've done it, and it is colder at the foot than it is the head. You can look on the floor and see if there's any vents to make sure. Or you can look in the ceiling and see if there's vents. Or you can look on the back of the wall, see if there's any vents. So just try this little experiment. You don't have to tell me. You know, where people say you're crazy, people, I tell you, you got to be a little crazy surviving this world. Everybody's a little bit crazy. I mean a little bit crazy. You got to be a little crazy to survive this world. So that's something to think. You remember this movie? It came out a long time ago. I think it's Purgatory or something. You know, they was in this cowboy town. I guess the stagecoach had come into town and they asked for certain people. That was your ride to heaven. I know it's just a movie. Remember, God created the heavens and earth. What's in the heavens? Mars, moon. That means the aliens is God's children. So, that's something to think about.
5, what's your 20? I'm right up front.
So that's something to think about, people. So I want to say good night. God bless you. Put your faith in God. I see you. Like I said, I think about going live streaming on my GoPro tomorrow. We can see the difference of it and the audio of it.
Where's that for you?
So I got the GoPro 12 black. And I got the media mode.
I'm clear.
It got front and back microphones. And so I try to do that tomorrow if I don't forget it.
Can you get hold of Firewall?
So I want to thank you all. And so God bless you all. If any of you people sitting in the background, come up with topics that you might want to talk about. That way I can look in the comments tomorrow and look it up on the internet where I can get a little bit more education to talk about it. So good night, sweet dreams. God loves you. So love you all. Peace, my friend. Peace on earth.